All right, we start day 2 with this view here, and at Village West Resort in Okoboji. That's where we stayed last night, and um, I've got a lot of memories here, of course, too, and I'll talk about them. But what are your memories of this place?
Well, I grew up about 15 miles away from here, and so anything involving the lakes area has always been part of what I thought was heaven. So we had the opportunity to purchase a timeshare here a long time ago, and it gave us a chance to spend a week at the lake every summer, and we've done that for, gee whiz, I don't know how long it's been.
Yeah.
Been a long time, but we just really enjoy it here. It gives us a chance to get away in the summertime, and we've also used it because it's a timeshare. We've used it to travel to different places. I know our first trip to Hawaii, what came from trading our ownership here to go there, but it's just such a beautiful place, and like I say, it's my idea of a heavenly spot.
Yeah, and I love this place. I love coming up here. And it's probably outdated now, the resort itself, but it doesn't matter all that much to me. As long as it's here, I'll come here, and I mean, even if it's not that I'll come up to this area because I love this area and enjoyed coming here all throughout my life. I'm thinking of a couple of specific memories to Village West here, and one that pops into my mind. We were staying in one of these A-frames over here. I'm not sure which one. I don't remember anymore. And I suppose it kind of ties into the story. But I was coming back. Me and my buddy came up with us, and we were coming back from the pool, and I and I went into an A-frame that was not the one we were staying in. But I went in. There were people in the living room that were not my parents, but I just assumed that they were my parents' friends, and they'd come over and they were hanging out and talking or whatever. I made it halfway up the stairs before I realized that, this was not the A-frame that we were staying in. This was the one next to it, and came down, and could not have been more embarrassed. The people were pretty nice to me, though. And as I ran out the door and over to the other one, but obviously they all look alike, so it wasn't, I think just about anybody could have made that mistake, but boy, was it embarrassing. You have any specific memories of this place, Dad?
We've started using Easter, coming up here for Easter
Yeah.
every year. I have one that's kind of sad. Just a second, I'm having trouble with this.
Yeah, you're okay. Look at the lake.
We came up here one Easter, and it was cold. Oh boy, it must have been in March, although it could have been in April, but I think it was probably in March. And it was kind of snowy, and it was very cold. And we stayed in what is called the mansion. It's a 3-bedroom ranch style home, and just a little bit of a backdrop here. As we drove, it does have an attached garage, and we drove into the garage, and the garage door was off the runners. Didn't think anything about it. I just left it alone, and we went on into the house. Well, my dad and mom were with us on that particular Easter, and the kids came up. Heather stayed in the same cabin or same place as we were, so it was my mom and dad and Heather and probably for sure Tavian at that time, and maybe Kyra. Kaysen wasn't along yet, and then Diane and myself. And one morning, Dad got up and he came out, and he had already shown signs of Alzheimer's before, and he came out and he was mad, and he was mad at me because the door to the garage was broken. For whatever reason, he had it in his mind that we were at his house
Mm.
and that I had done something to damage the garage door, and he was angry about it, and um, it was just very sad.
Yeah. And this is sort of tied to some of my memories and fond feelings, I suppose, of this place and of just the lakes in general is when we'd come up here and get to see your parents and mom's parents as well. And they'd come over to the to wherever we were staying. And in fact, this obviously became a meeting place, obviously, for our family, these places. And one of the other memories that I had is you talked about coming up for Easter, and there's a miniature golf course you see there. And my cousin Pat and I used to play 17 holes every Easter when we would come up here for that on this miniature golf course here. I have some birds. Can you even see them on there? What even are those?
Pelicans.
A whole bunch of them. Jeez.
Another reason why I like coming
Yeah.
up here is you get to see a lot of interesting wildlife.
Yeah. My wife Kate, she is always super stoked when she gets to come up here too, and that's always, I always like bringing her and the family up so that they can enjoy it, and Addie getting to play in the lake, in the water, in the pool and whatnot. Eventually, I think she'll
The indoor pool
enjoy this
has
too.
always been, a case, and
Yeah.
and the kids like the indoor pool, so it's always been a place we could come up. Didn't have to be the greatest weather, like Easters aren't always the
Right.
greatest, but
Yeah.
the indoor pool is open, and fun place for the kids to be. And
Yeah.
enjoy that a lot.
Another memory, yeah, a couple memories, in fact. There's a bar still. I don't know. Is it still in there? The bar? Is it still in there? I didn't
It's
know.
open sometimes.
Okay, yeah. I think it used to be open more
Oh,
back in the day, but
I
uh,
know this one too.
yeah, he took me in there. They had karaoke one night, and you took me in there. I don't know how old I was. I was pretty young.
9, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
8 or 9.
Yeah, and signed me up to do karaoke. I sang "Home on the Range," and it wasn't until I got up there that I figured out that all I knew was like the chorus part, and there were verses that I had never I was not familiar with. That was
That was one of the. That was. I'm glad you remembered that one, because that's a great memory.
yeah, and the bar was somewhere in there. Also remember you taking me in there to play pool.
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah. Any other memories you want to share here?
Well, this is kind of a goofy one. Doesn't necessarily involve us, but I was one late night. I was sitting in our living room in the unit that we own now, which is right next door to the outdoor pool, and I was reading a book or watching TV. I don't remember which, and it doesn't matter, but all of a sudden some kid, and the pool, it was late at night, so the
Yeah.
pool was closed. Some kid came running over and vaulted over the fence and jumps into the
Oh,
swimming pool.
jeez.
I don't know what the deal was, but I called the front desk and told them. Before long, here came the security guys and the owner, and they jumped the kid.
Jeez.
And
Narked
the
on him,
owner
huh?
did stop by and thank me for letting him know that somebody had jumped into the pool. So
Yeah.
that was kind of an oddball one, but
Yeah.
it's just such a wonderful place for us to get away and have family join us and
Yeah.
just kind of take life easy.
Yeah. So what sort of changes have taken place to this place since you guys started coming here?
Well, they're different siding. Actually the roof line of the
Yeah, it's a
cottages
little bit
are
different.
a little bit different. But the siding is definitely different. That's probably about the only thing. I know you mentioned earlier that it's showing its age for sure.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. It's just a mom and pop resort anymore. It's,
Yeah. Well, with the lockout that we have, the place we have, that's, I mean, fairly new. They built that within my lifetime. I don't remember
yeah,
when
that
that was.
is true, and that's still it's in pretty decent shape,
Yeah.
and I like that, but it's just oh my gosh,
Yeah, got some more birds
yeesh.
flying overhead there.
Um, it's just, again, I'm sure it takes massive amounts of money and
Yeah.
to update and upgrade everything the way we would like it to be and the way we kind of tend to expect when we go to a resort that's owned by a mega company.
Right.
So
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. All right. Well, shall we move along?
sure.
All right. We'll see you at our next location.